I'm here with Frank Beiboer, Managing Director at Intertek Metoc. Hi, Frank.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm very pleased to be at this event. We've been coming here for a long, long time. I don't know how much you know about the company, but Metoc, as we were known until last year, is a marine environmental engineering consultancy. We've worked in offshore renewables since 1997. Last year, in October, November, we were acquired by a big group called Intertek, and that's really very exciting for us. Intertek is an FT 100 company with a 3 billion capitalization, offices around 100 countries. And what this means to us is that we will now have enormous opportunities for internationalization and for producing a much broader range of services, combining our own strength with those of the Intertek group.
Now, the industry is growing really fast. What are the key areas of focus for your company?
Okay. Offshore wind has been going for 10, 15 years, and it's a very exciting sector, and there's lots of issues. They're many and varied, but just to highlight two that have the focus of my company, Intertek Metoc. One is cables. In offshore wind round 1 and round 2, lots of things went wrong with the export cables and inter-array cables, and the industry has learned a lot of lessons from that. It's very important that those lessons are learned as the sector scales up to bigger projects in round 3. And we as a company are very well placed to do that. We help developers making sure they select the right route, they understand the right risk profile, they understand what it's like to be working in the marine environment, have the right contracts in place, and also supervise the installation process. And we as a business major in all those areas, and that benefits the developers so that their cables are properly installed. The second item I wanted to highlight briefly is cost control. Again, that goes right through the project, right through the supply chain, and we do our bit here by making sure we understand the offshore wind farm site, that all the contracts are developed properly, the vessels that are doing the installation are selected properly, and that the whole risk process is controlled all the way through, and by implication the costs are controlled, and that's the biggest challenge for the sector. The technology is there now, the will is there, but the costs have to come down through economies of scale and through applying the lessons learned.
And what other geographical areas are you looking to work at in the coming future?
Okay. We've been very active in the UK since about 1997. We've worked on 20 to 30 schemes and continue to do so. But we've also, in the last 3-4 years, expanded overseas. We're now working on 5-6 projects in the German sector, which is the second largest growing sector in offshore wind, and we're very pleased to be involved in various capacities on some of the big projects there. More recently, we were very pleased to be winning our first assignment in the French sector. France is gearing up to its first offshore wind farm round, and we've just landed a couple of projects there that will put us on the map and provide a springboard. And in the past we've also worked in the Dutch sector and in the Belgian sector. So Western Europe is our focus, and then primarily UK and Germany, and then leveraging our experience in those countries to do business elsewhere too.
Great, thank you, Frank.
Pleasure.